26.2 miles, and one of those few races where you get the elite and the amateur mixing in the same race. The popularity of the marathon has absolutely skyrocketed in the last 5 years. And while there's lots of information out there about how you can go about getting your best times, I'm going to share with you 3 big tips that I think is either overlooked or I really want to drive the point home. Maybe you have a marathon coming up, maybe you've just run a marathon and you're trying to understand why things went a bit wrong. Either way, if you've got one coming up, if you've just run one, or you're just intrigued about what the marathon is all about, this video is probably for you. So the Marathon Handbook suggests that the global average to complete a marathon is between 4 hours 30 and 4 hours 45. I think, with this including the elite, that flirt with the 2-hour mark, you shouldn't feel disheartened if you're running slower than that. The marathon in of itself is an incredible thing to go and do. If you can put yourself through the amount of effort and patience and resilience it takes to train, to run or walk 26.2 miles non-stop, you are completely winning in my opinion. It's so easy to compare paces, it's so easy to compare results, and that's not what this is about in my opinion. If you turn up and it takes you 7 hours to do the marathon, you've still completed a marathon, and that's a huge thing to overcome, and not many people ever experience what it is to move your body for 26.2 miles. So if anyone tries to put you down for a pace or a time, they don't deserve to be in your life. So move on, get running, enjoy your life. So my first point is have a nutrition plan. This information is already out there. So much research has been done into the importance of fueling a run like a marathon, but it's so important that I think I need to reiterate it and really drive it home. Up until recently, I was in the camp that I think a lot of people are very firmly in, where they turn up to something like a marathon with a couple of gels in their pocket, ready to deal with that moment when things get a bit too hard. And I'm here to tell you right now, that is not the way to go about fueling a marathon. If you're taking a gel or having a sip of a carb drink as a reaction to your body already telling you that it's fatigued and struggling, you're already too late. This being said, a bit of fuel is better than no fuel, but having a plan in place where you're taking on carbs throughout the run is absolutely a way to aid your performance and really get you a time that you deserve. So there are multiple sources now that suggest that between 60 and 90 grams of carbs per hour during a run like a marathon can really aid your performance. Initially, this completely blew my mind. So I started taking a 30-gram carb gel by Precision every 30 minutes. I started to feel the benefits not just during my run-in, but also the day after. I'm not completely depleting my energy stores, I'm topping it up as I'm going. I'm giving my body something to call on before it has to tap into my glycogen stores, which won't take a lot of time to be depleted during a marathon. For my most recent marathon in Brighton, I took on 30 grams of carbs every 20 minutes. So every hour I was consuming 90 grams of carbs. The experience I had fueling in this way means that I will never go back to any other way of training or running. I will always fuel my sessions, and I will always aim to have about 30 grams of carbs every 20 minutes. Not only did it help me feel fantastic during the run, I also felt like I had energy left in the tank after the run as well. I didn't wait for my body to start giving me signals that I was tired. I had a schedule that I was going to stick to. Every time it said 20 minutes on my watch, I would get out a gel, I would slurp it, and then I would carry on. This is the way that I'm going to fuel my runs going forward. And if anybody ever asked me how I would go about fueling a marathon, this is exactly what I would tell them. Under-fueling will not only just take away the opportunity for you to get the time that you've trained for, but it will also make you feel absolutely dreadful during the process. With the right fuel, your run will feel fantastic, you'll get the time that you deserve, and you won't have the same kind of fatigue after the marathon that you would have if you didn't fuel properly. And I can't stress to you enough the importance of planning something like this. Depending how you're going to consume the carbohydrates, I do it in gel form. That meant that I was going to be carrying potentially 10 plus packets of gels. So you have to have a storage solution while you're running. I wore a pair of shorts that had a big band around the waist where I could dump all of these gels in and my phone. So actually everything was carried and contained, and I didn't even notice that they were there. You might prefer to have a little running vest on, or you can get like satchels or something to go around your waist. Work out what's right for you before you start running. Make sure you practice with different gels. Don't just turn up on the day and start pounding gels every 20 minutes because it could make you feel really sick. Make it part of your training routine to practice with gels, find out which one works for you, and then go from there. So preparation is key. You plan it, practice it, and reap the rewards at the end of the marathon. Okay, this one seems like a really simple, and you might even think it's stupid, but I promise you, if you experience the pain of what I'm about to talk about, you won't think it's stupid. Before a marathon, clip your toenails, because if you don't, those toenails could potentially hit the end of your shoe and it can cause all kinds of issues. Like, people talk about runner's toe all the time. People talk about their toenails going black and falling off. Something happened to me during a marathon where I didn't clip my toenails. I just didn't even think, it was a non-issue for me. I didn't even consider it to be a problem. I do loads of training runs, I do long runs. It's never been an issue. But just sometimes on race day, things change a little bit. And my big toenail on my left foot was hitting against the end of my toe for the 26.2 miles. And then when I took my sock off, my toenail had literally like lifted up. It was still attached, but it had lifted up, and it was so painful. Once the enjoyment and the adrenaline of the day left me, and I was just assessing my body to see where it was at, that toe was so painful. And it took a little while for that toe to feel like I could run on it, because I just couldn't handle the pressure that was being pushed on it. So it's such a small, silly little detail, but it's something that's so easily fixed, and that's why I wanted to put it into this video, because it's such a simple thing to do. But if you miss it, it could cause a stupid injury or a stupid amount of time off, or even pain during your run, where it's so easily avoidable. So why not just be careful and get it done? Like I said before, I ignored this once, and I really paid for it. So don't be silly, like, just prepare. You might already do this anyway, but some people won't even think about it. So be militant in clipping your toenails before doing a run like this. I promise you it's worth it. So the last tip I have for a marathon, and one that I don't see being talked about all that much, which is why I've included it in this video, is use the paces at the marathon to your advantage. If you're going to a marathon with a set time in mind, get to the start line, line up, look for the flags that are working roughly in the time that you're aiming for, and then just position yourself accordingly. If you're going for a sub-3 marathon, for example, find that sub-3 flag, pop yourself just in front or just behind the group, and just use that as a bit of a group running session, and find the joy in running with a group of people that are trying to achieve the same time as you. Say that you're going for like a 4-hour, 30-minute marathon, and you see a 4:15 pacer and a 4:45 pacer, you could just position yourself right in the middle of those two. And as the run goes on, you know roughly where you are based off the distances of the flags. They can be really, really useful. And I used this in a similar way in Brighton. I found the flags that I wanted. I put myself roughly in the spot in between the two where I thought I was going to be working for. And then I just held that. And as long as I was gaining on the flag in front of me and the flag behind me wasn't gaining on me, I knew that I was actually having a really good run and probably exceeding my expectations. So again, such a simple one, but use those flags. They're there for a reason. It takes away a lot of guesswork for you. You don't have to worry about pacing yourself. And they're probably going to pick some pretty good lines on the course as well, because sometimes you can end up running nearly half a kilometre more than you need to if you're not used to running the track. The pacers will do a pretty good job of navigating the track, so you don't end up running more than a marathon. So those are the 3 points. And one last thing that I want to leave you with is the whole day ends up being a game of time management, even before the race. Give yourself so much time to get there. Sometimes these marathons can be so busy, so many people are into it now, and that's such a wonderful thing for running in general. But it does mean that when you get there, you could be queuing to put your bags away, you could be queuing to get your passes, you could be queuing to get into the start area. So just give yourself a lot of time, and even extra time if you're someone like me who accidentally forgets to bring their own bib number and then has to go and get a brand new one on the morning of the marathon. Yeah, that was me. If you just give yourself lots of time, it gives you the maximum amount of time to just enjoy yourself and take it all in. A lot of these marathons are so wonderful to do, and they get so much support by the public. And if any of you are running London this weekend, I'm very jealous. I'm not running London, but if you are, have a great time. Take in all of the energy, high five as many people as you can, and just take in that moment for you where you're collecting the time that you've worked so hard for. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you before your big race. And if you'd like to give it a like, if you enjoy the channel, subscribe. Videos are going up roughly every week, and I'll catch you next week.